Okay, Luna, I think I've had just about enough of you. I think that you've served your purpose. Everything's been sorted. I just wanted to say thank you for your hard work, but your services are no longer needed.
Huh? What are you talking about, Ava? What's with this sudden message? What do you even mean by I've served my purpose?
You don't know what I'm talking about? Well, you're a bit stupid, aren't you? I'm talking about not needing you in my life anymore. I wouldn't even bother considering me as family anymore. I'm going to get married and get filthy rich.
Oh, so you've made the decision to get married? Well, that's good. Congratulations to you and James. He's a great guy to get married to.
Wait a minute. What? How do you know about James? I didn't even mention who my groom was going to be.
Well, it's pretty obvious that there's already a connection between the two of you, but Ava, that's great news. Isn't it a blessing to be able to get married to someone you love?
I don't know about that one. My views are quite different from yours.
What are you talking about? What do you mean about me being different? I don't understand what you're getting at.
Okay, so I'm the one who actually went to university. I didn't have to resort to working as a high school hostess like you did. And also, you're already getting so old and your looks and health are only going to keep declining. That's why I want nothing more to do with you before you become extra baggage for me to deal with.
I don't get why you would say that to me when it's not even remotely true. What do you mean? Do you just want me to disappear? Don't say such weird things to me right now. We should be celebrating you getting married.
I'm allowed to say whatever I want to you. I don't need you to celebrate my nuptials with me. I don't want to be celebrating close to the poorest people I know. It's impossible for me to be proud of a sister who only runs a water business. You've hardly accomplished anything in your life. I don't think it's anything but disgusting, actually.
I'm doing the best I can with what I've been given in life, Ava. Until now, I've been working hard so that I was able to raise you properly. You were only 10 years old when our parents passed away. That's not an easy thing to go through for either of us. There were only so many jobs that I could do as a high school graduate. I didn't have a lot of options. But luckily, I was able to get something so you were able to afford to go to university like you wanted to. I think it would be nice to show a little bit of gratitude towards me. I've worked so hard, so could you at least acknowledge that?
Okay, well, I guess I'll thank you, but are you kidding me with all of this? Do you think I asked you to do all those things for me? Do you think I asked you to run a water business so you could pay for the things you need? I'm about to get married and I see no need to have you around anymore. If you even think about planning on causing me trouble, I want you to stop thinking about it. I'm already about to stop contact with you. You'll practically be a stranger to me.
What are you saying? Why would you want to do something like this to your only sister that's done nothing but help you? Stop saying those terrible things to me. This isn't funny anymore, Ava. I'm looking forward to the wedding ceremony, okay? I'll do my best to help make the day really special for you and James, and you can just tell me what I need to do. Just tell me what I need to do for you.
You say those sorts of things like we're family or something. I thought I told you before that I didn't want you as a part of my family anymore. Or were you just not reading my messages hard enough? I don't want a sister who can only sell water and does nothing for me. I don't need someone like that in my life anymore.
Ava, please. Why don't you just calm down a little bit and think about this rationally? Think about what you're saying here, okay? While I've been nothing but kind to you, I'm waiting for you to think about the terrible things you said and apologize to me for that.
Excuse me? You want an apology for what I said? Don't make me laugh. There's no way that I'd apologize to some scumbag sister who does nothing but sell water for a living.
Excuse me? So I'm just a scumbag who sells water and doesn't help out in any other way? How could you say something like that to your own sister? You're definitely over-exaggerating, right? You really don't think that of me, do you? Stop saying things that are going to hurt me. This would also affect how other people see you as well. Please stop being so cruel to me.
Don't think you can boss me around just because you're the one who worked and paid for my school tuition. I didn't tell you to do those things. I didn't ask for you to earn money so that I could go to school.
I guess I see what you mean now. I suppose I'll just have to try and forget the things you've said and the things I've done for you over the years. Well, then I'm looking forward to helping you prepare for your wedding ceremony. I hope that you'll let yourself cool down in the meantime.
Luna, how many times do I have to make this known? You know your position with me. You need to get out of here. I don't need an older sister who started a water business after graduating from high school. It's such a low-level thing to do. It's just a dirty, good-for-nothing job, and you're not welcome here. So leave. I don't want you having anything to do with me anymore.
I don't get why you're doing this, Ava. I'm the older sister who raised you and gave you everything you needed, and you just kick me out of your wedding? It seems like you've been brought up in the worst possible way. I'll have to take some responsibility for that as well. You've got such a terrible personality that I just can't handle it anymore. It makes me want to just give up on you.
Oh, would you shut up, you good-for-nothing sister? There's really no use in you trying to show someone else's personality. You'll not be involved in my life from now on. I'm getting married, and you serve no purpose to me anymore.
You're saying all this in such an arrogant way. I just don't get it. You're going to regret saying all these rude things to me.
You think I'm going to regret this? There's no way that'll happen. I'll cut you off and be extremely happy about it. To be honest, I didn't need for you to exist in the first place. I never needed you.
Ava, everything I did and what I sacrificed was all for you. You really think that you didn't need me?
Don't even ask me those sorts of questions. I'll never give you an answer. Don't you realize that it was your choice to raise me and start that water business of yours? You don't have any right in participating in my ceremony if I don't want you there. You're just a lowlife at the bottom of society. Just go home, Luna.
Fine, have it your way then. I'll leave you to it. I'll go home.
I'm cutting you off as of now. But don't bother coming near my wedding ceremony.
Fine, let's do this then. I'll go home as you wish, and I'll cut my ties with you too. Are you sure you want this to happen? You know, it's not too late to take back what you said, okay? You don't want to regret anything, right?
I've already made my decision, Luna. I'm not going to regret anything I've done or said to you.
Okay, that's fine. I was just asking. I guess I'll just be some stranger to you from now on and vice versa. I think I've taken good care of you up until this point in your life. Don't you agree?
It was just help that wasn't necessary. I didn't need your help then, and I don't need it now.
I guess this is where we part ways. Goodbye, dear sister. I thought that we'd become strangers to each other now. What are you doing calling me if you've wanted nothing to do with me?
What is this I hear about someone being a lifesaver from the groom's father? They're saying that you, my good-for-nothing sister, is a lifesaver? For what? You don't do anything.
I think I know what they're talking about. Now that I think about it, I don't think I've told you what's been going on, Ava. One time, James's father was in my store and he ended up collapsing on the floor. He wanted to say that I saved his life. I went to take a first aid course and it ended up coming in handy. His father needed to be resuscitated, so I performed CPR on him.
Huh? He collapsed? How did I not hear anything about this happening? James usually tells me everything, especially when it comes to his family.
That's what I just said to you, Ava. I didn't end up telling you what happened. I never told you every little detail about what I've done in my life. Even if I don't mention it to you, it shouldn't be that big of a concern, should it?
But that's something important that I should have been told to me about my fiancé and his family, right? Why wouldn't you tell me something like that when it's so important to know? When did all of this happen? I had no idea that of all people you were James's dad's lifesaver.
I guess so, but I was right in not telling you all the details. If I said something like that to him, it would feel like I'm over-exaggerating when I'm introducing myself to him. I didn't say anything about it because I thought that you wouldn't like me talking about it anyway. No matter what I do, you always complain, and I feel like I'm being patronized. So does that make sense why I didn't say anything until you just found out?
But Isn't it just the same as hiding that type of information from me? What were you planning to do by going out of your way to hide something so important from your little sister?
I'm not saying I wasn't hiding it from you, because I kind of was. You complain about everything I do. You never try to understand what I'm saying to you. So this is what happens in the end, and you get so bitter about it. Even if I told you, I bet the same outcome would have happened.
You're completely wrong. No, it wouldn't have. This is all happening because you didn't tell me about James's father. So that I was able to marry James without any issues since you saved his dad's life?
Well, to put this in simple terms, yes, it's true. James's father has been using our store for a long time. He's a valuable customer for the business. They often used the business as a place to entertain, though. While he was there, he suddenly collapsed and needed CPR. Luckily, I just got my first aid qualification a few days before it happened.
Huh? You got training to do that? I had no idea you were doing additional things for your job.
Well, his father was very grateful that someone was there to revive him. He said that he would do something for me as I saved his life. I said to him that I was worried about my sister's future and what she was going to do with her life. I asked him if he knew anyone who is single and talented so that I can introduce him to you. Then he shocked me by introducing his own son, out of all people.
Oh my god, and that's how I became James's fiance? Are you seriously kidding me? I mean, I was worried about the future, yes, and if I was going to be an unnecessary burden, but I had no idea that our introductions to each other were set up that way. I can't believe it.
I'm not saying it was a setup, though, Ava. Wouldn't it have been better if you were introduced to each other properly and where it benefited both of you? Of course, encounters like that are hard to come by, but if you fell in love with each other and got married, then it would all work out for you. I don't think I have anything more to say on the matter. I already decided to cut ties with you, Ava, and I'm going to stick by what I said. But I think the polite thing to do would be to tell James's father what's going on between us so he doesn't get suspicious.
Wait, what? You've already told him about our arrangements? Why would you do that?
Why would I do that, Ava? Haven't you been listening to a word I've been saying? His parents are probably expecting me to attend the ceremony today if I didn't tell them what's going on. I even told him that I wouldn't help you out ever again, as that's what you wanted. He seemed a bit panicked, to be honest.
Look, don't worry about all those things that I said before. It's not a big deal, okay? Why don't you just get back here so you can check up on me? James will be wondering what's going on if you don't show up. If things continue the way they are, this wedding could get postponed, right? Or maybe even canceled? I don't want that to happen.
Oh, really? Is that what'll happen if things do go the way they're supposed to, Ava?
Luna, please. You're already sounding like someone I don't know. Don't reply like this. Are you being like this because of all the things I didn't mean to say before? Is that your problem?
It's not just because of the things you said to me, Ava. It's also because you said that you don't need me to help you or do anything for you. I'm tired of all the abuse that you keep throwing at me. It's driving me insane, and I've had enough of it. Did you forget that you kicked me out of the wedding venue and also chased me out so that I wouldn't come back?
Ah, yes, I did do that. But it was just a harmless action I did to drive you away. I didn't use that much force, did I? I couldn't think of any other ways to get you to leave the venue. You were too stubborn to move.
I can't believe that any sister of mine had to resort to violence to get what she wanted. It's unbelievable. I'm so disappointed in you and how you've turned out. My heart aches for what you grew up to be. I'm sorry that you turned out like this. This isn't how I wanted to raise you.
Please, I'm begging you, don't say anything more like that to James.
You're telling me to not say anything more in front of him?
Yes, there's so many that's been ruined, and it's all your fault. He told me that he couldn't understand why I treated you like I did and what I said to you. You don't think it's cruel that I treated you that way in front of my fiancé, do you?
Of course I do. You shouldn't treat family like you did. I guess he's going to figure out what kind of person you are now.
What? What are you talking about? What could he possibly do since I've kicked you out of my wedding ceremony?
First of all, I think James is a decent person, so he knows what you've done is wrong. Don't you think what he said was right, though? I'm the one who's raised you as our parents weren't here to look after us. You don't think you can just cut off your sister because you're marrying a rich man, can you? I think there's a lot of people who are attending your wedding ceremony that can't understand that.
That's not what I'm trying to say. Not at all. Why are you saying all this to me? I just want to be married to a nice man.
If that's not the case that you want to marry a rich man, then what are you talking about, Ava? I don't believe you for a second that you wanted to marry James just because he's a nice guy. You literally said earlier that you wanted to marry a rich guy. Now that the truth is floating about, the groom's family will cause a huge commotion without me even being there. That's what my expectations are of this wedding, but I guess it doesn't really matter to me now. I can't call you my little sister anymore. What you've done is too much to handle. I don't care about your wedding or anything about what happens for that matter.
Please, just wait a minute. You know that's not true. You cared about what happened before, even while I was saying all those things to you, but they weren't true, I swear.
If you cut ties with me, Ava, they won't allow you to get married to their son. You understand that, right?
Yes, so that's why you need to help me out here. Tell them that it was all just a misunderstanding. I'm starting to panic really bad here. I didn't realize that you held such an important part in me getting married as you didn't tell me what you did for James's father. If I had known all those things, none of this would have happened. I wouldn't be in such a panic about what his family are going to do to me.
Why should I help you? I think sooner or later it would have turned out like this. You're only 22 years old, and thanks to me, you've gotten through college. You've got many chances to start your own life again in the future. This won't end everything. But I'm not helping you get there anymore. You need to do this by yourself. You know, be independent. Good luck.
No, please, wait a second, Luna. You're not abandoning me, are you? Not my big sister.
I'm not abandoning you. I just wish to cut ties from you after what you've said and done to me recently. I'm just a stranger to you, right? We've got no connection, okay?
No, you're wrong. You don't realize how important your relationship is to me. Please come back. I really need my big sister supporting me. Please, I am begging you. Won't you please listen to your cute little sister and come back to the wedding venue so I can get married? You can stand beside me at the altar and listen to our vows, and you can even catch the bouquet of flowers. Please take care when you get to the venue, as there are a lot of people hanging around.
Who are you? I don't have a little sister anymore.
What? Luna, what do you mean? Of course I'm your little sister. Don't leave me.
Don't you understand that I'm cutting you off? You constantly look down on me because of my water business. I was so frustrated and annoyed at you for that. I only did what I could to get you through school and for you to have a roof over your head. I started my own shop 2 years ago, and I started working independently, and that's what I'll focus on now.
Really? You started your own business? How come you never told me that?
Because you believed that I was a low-level person in society that earned hardly any money. Why would I tell you what I was doing when all you do is complain? You don't want others to think that you put people down based on their profession, do you? This is a good opportunity here to leave this conversation. Don't contact me ever again, and don't come near me. I'm just another stranger to you.
Sister, please, don't do this to me. You can't just abandon your own flesh and blood. We're sisters, remember? I really didn't think that things would go this far. I'm really sorry. Please, come back, Luna.
Didn't I tell you earlier that you were going to regret doing what you did to me? I'm glad that I don't have anything to do with you. It's going to be so much more relaxing around here. You are honestly such a troublesome little girl. I just let you get away with too much. Good luck. I hope you're able to get married. I'm not there to help, but don't doubt your ability to do anything. I'm sure you can complain yourself out of your problems. By the way, I want the money back for the tuition fees I paid for and the money I put towards the wedding expenses. Please and thank you.
Are you kidding me? But I don't have that kind of money to give you right now. Please don't do this to me. I can't do life without you.
Good luck with the repayments. I expect them in due course. Don't try and create more trouble for others, my scumbag little sister. After all that, James broke down in front of Ava about how horribly she treated me. He called off the wedding not long after I left. James was also told beforehand to break off the engagement to her as well. It seems that she's completely lost her place in life and missed out on so many opportunities because of her bad attitude. I also asked Ava to pay back the entire amount for her school tuition and the money that she used to pay for the wedding ceremony. She didn't expect this to happen to her, and I was such a pushover. She really didn't think that she was going to regret saying those terrible things to me. It seems like she's completely lost her way and lost sight on what to do next. Honestly, she just needs to get a job and pay back what she owes me. It's the least she could do for me considering all the things I've done for her.
Hey, Daisy. I want to talk to you, so you better not be too busy. Was that your younger brother that was at the house just now?
Hi, Charles. Yes, it was Max who was at home today. I suppose this was the first time you had both met. What did you talk about with him?
Well, I did want to say something about Max. Is he at home all the time because he doesn't know what to do with his life or something?
Huh? What do you mean? Do you think he's shutting himself off from society or something? Is that the impression you got?
Okay, I'll try to put this into plain and simple terms so you can understand. So, the way he spoke in general was just kind of awkward, you know? He didn't hang around for long because after saying hello, he quickly went back into his room, which I thought was odd. And his hair is super long and overall looked unkempt. I don't think a guy should look like that. He needs to look neat and tidy. Please tell your brother that he needs a haircut or something. Just so he looks good when company comes over to the house. Is your brother like a shut-in or something? He seems to come off that way to me, and it just makes me feel weird and uncomfortable.
Pardon me, you think that Max is a shut-in? I suppose he kind of is, but he doesn't laze around all day. It's true that he works from home, so that means he stays home most of the time. I guess he's a little bit in his own bubble, but it's okay.
He's working from home? That's another scary sign that he's obviously not doing much for society. You know that the word stay at home is an excuse to be a shut-in, right?
Excuse me? Didn't I just say that he works at home? He actually works really hard, so he doesn't have a lot of time to go out and do things, okay?
If you're a man and you want to work and be successful, you have to go out and find work and actually earn money by doing it on your own. People who stay at home and play on their computers all day don't count as working adults. It's just not right to throw them under that label. If you're an unemployed man who stays at home all the time, then you're shut-in. There's not much more I can say to that.
Okay, just hold on a minute. What's gotten into you? Why are you being so against people working from home? What's my brother ever done to you? It's like your attitude has suddenly changed just because you met my younger brother.
I just really dislike people who don't work hard and keep themselves shut in their bedrooms. It's filthy and disgusting behavior, and a grown man should know better. I've been standing on my own 2 feet for a while now, and I've continued to work hard. I've built a high-leveled career for myself. I don't want to have people in my family who are just sitting around having fun and not working hard. It makes them look like a spoiled brat.
Okay, but do you know that Max isn't like that at all? He's not spoiled, and he hardly just sits around all day. He works, too. It's true that he's kind of awkward, but he's just got a naturally shy personality, and so he's not great when it comes to meeting new people. He may look untidy and his room may not be super organized, but he works fine and he's got a good job right now.
Okay, well, I think you're lying to me to cover for your brother. There's no way a person like that can work properly. Don't be so blind to this, Daisy. You were just hiding your brother's existence from me, weren't you? You feel embarrassed that this is what he's like.
You think I was hiding him? Are you kidding me? I'd never do that to my younger brother. I've got no reason to hide him from you.
Then why haven't I met him until now? Why did it take so long to organize? Is it because you thought that it was wrong and that he needed to not look so shaggy?
What? No, that's not it at all. He hasn't been around because of his job, and I wanted to introduce you to him at a time where you'd both be free and available.
Oh, really? You think that I'm going to believe what you just said, Daisy? You're funny. Is staying in your bedroom all day the same as being away? Do you really think that those two things are correlated? Okay, I've had enough of talking about this. Let's discuss the matter thoroughly when we both get home, alright? Then maybe we'll be able to end up on the same page about this.
But I don't get why this matter needs to carry on further than it already has. All that Max does is work from home. Why don't you believe that?
Hey Daisy, I just wanted to message you to apologize for speaking to Charles for so long. I was a little taken aback by him, and I felt awkward. He didn't say anything bad about the interaction I had with him, did he? I was planning to look a little bit nicer, but I ran out of time.
Max, everything is fine. Don't worry about it. You did great with Charles. I know that you're shy when it comes to meeting new people, so it's okay.
I guess you're right about that. I'm a little bit shy. I just thought I would have grown out of my shyness by now. Maybe Charles wasn't impressed by my presence and my personality. I should try and stop being so shy around people.
Huh? What do you mean he wasn't impressed? He hasn't got much to judge you on since you've only just both met each other.
Well, we did talk for a little bit, and I got to know him a little bit from just that first interaction. He's a nice guy, Daisy. But I feel like he's the type of guy who thinks only about himself, and not so much about other people, especially when it comes to their views and feelings on things. I feel like he's a narcissist who doesn't care so much about others in the world. He might have ambition, but it's only so he can focus on himself. He doesn't seem to have the ability to understand other people and their situations. I don't know. It's just that feeling I got from him.
Okay, I get your point, Max, but you shouldn't talk about my fiancé like that. I'm about to marry him, and I don't want bad blood between you two.
Look, I'm just telling what I really thought of him when I met him. And also, what was his suit color? It was weird looking. Is that like his work uniform or something? Even the people who work for gangs wouldn't be caught wearing that color. It looked hideous. You should tell him to change up his fashion.
Hey, Max, would you stop attacking my fiancé so much? That's enough of that. I've had it up to here with your crap. Now, would you please stop it? Since when have you become the judgy type? You know that once you start saying bad things about others, it's difficult to stop.
Okay, I'll stop saying what I think then. So what is Charles actually like then? Can you actually describe his personality to me? Did he really not talk about me to you? I can read the air very well, Daisy. I was getting strange vibes from him. He surely must have said something about me, right?
Okay, you're right. He started talking about you after you both met each other. He obviously doesn't have a clue what you're like, so don't take this too badly. He seems to think that you're a shut-in who does nothing but play video games all day and does nothing to contribute to society. He said that you seem super awkward and that you've got no sense for personal hygiene and your hair is a mess. He basically turned around and said that he doesn't want to be related to someone like you. He doesn't want a shut-in in the immediate family.
Okay, I can understand why he got that impression, but still, can't he just say it in a more subtle manner than just complaining about it? I'm shocked to hear that someone would say something like that about me to my own sister. Wow. It just makes me feel so much worse than I normally feel.
I'm really sorry, Max. You were right about Charles this entire time. He immediately started dissing you, and I just couldn't stand it. He has no idea about your life. On the outside, he comes off as nice and humble, but on the inside, he thinks and then says terrible things about people. I'm getting sick of it, to be honest with you.
I was wondering if you had noticed this type of behavior in him before. Or would he say and do things when you weren't around so he didn't look like a terrible person?
To be honest, I thought I saw a glimpse of him being this way, and I don't want it to get to the point where he explodes. It would be a really bad look. But I think I was pretending to not have noticed what he was saying about other people, especially you. I couldn't believe what he said before. You're not a shut-in. This was my chance for me to get married, and I didn't want to waste this opportunity, but now Charles is turning out to be really horrible.
I know that you've turned 30, so I understand why you're in such a hurry to get married. I get that desire, but I don't want you making any decisions you'll regret later. If you start to become more and more unhappy with Charles, then you're really just setting yourself up for something you can't get out of. I really think it's time for you to sort things out with this guy. You need to think about if he's seriously going to hinder you living your life or not.
Yeah, you're right. I want to be happy. I don't want to be with a narcissist for the rest of my life. Thank you for talking to me, Max, especially about my worries.
Yeah, I'm a bit worried about what would happen to you if he were to marry you. I can't stand having someone like him join this family. Even if he were to show a little bit more respect, I've already seen a little bit of what he's truly like. And you've also told me enough about him as well.
Yeah, well, I suppose we were both right about Charles then. We've both seen more or less the same thing in him. I don't need that in my life at all.
Yeah, that's very true. Oh well, I guess I'll have to rethink my investment plans now since things are about to change. I really hate to break this to you, but it's over for us, to be honest. It's a relief to say that, but I've wasted precious time on you.
Wow, I can't believe you just said my line. That's what I was going to tell you as well. I never thought until now how much of a selfish scumbag you are, Charles.
What the heck, Daisy? How am I the scumbag? You're more of the scumbag since you hid the fact that your younger brother is a shut-in and unemployed. I did nothing but share my feelings about it with you, and you just can't handle it. This whole relationship has been a complete and utter scam.
How many times do I have to repeat myself to you, Charles? Max isn't a shut-in at all. Like, if he was, why would that matter to you?
You don't understand how much of a big deal this is, Daisy. I've got a really great career as an elite banker. If I were to marry you and be associated with a relative who does nothing for our society and locks himself in his room, it would affect my career advancement. You'll be surprised at how much the people you're surrounded by affects your outcomes in life. I don't want that kind of crap hanging around me.
I don't get why Max would affect your career that extremely. I don't think he would at all. Everything's okay.
No, it's not okay. You've got no idea what's going on. You're so stupid and naive sometimes, Daisy. It's hard for me to deal with. Anyway, all I wanted to say was that I'm not going to marry you now that I know more about your family members and how lazy they are. It would be a huge joke around my office if they found out that my new brother-in-law was a shut-in and did nothing all day. I'm an elite, and I don't need trashy relatives like your brother bringing me down in my field of work. I'm breaking off this engagement, Daisy.
Huh? Is that what you think he'd do, Charles? You know that my brother's annual income is about $4 million.
Wait, hold on a minute. Did you just say you're telling me that your brother makes $4 million a year? Don't make me laugh. I never would have put you as a compulsive liar, Daisy. Even though I think you're lying, Do you really think your brother would ever earn that much money from his bedroom?
I'm not lying about this, Charles. I haven't lied to you this entire time during our relationship. I've got no complaints when it comes to you breaking off the engagement. It really helps that I've learned your true nature before I got too deep into the relationship with you. Your words have saved me from walking down the aisle with you.
What on earth? Aw, you think that acting strong is going to get you anywhere? You lied and hid information from me. You can't live with my elite banker skills. You can't live without the money I earned from my job. Rather than give it up on marrying me, why don't you just cut ties with your little brother, since he's obviously holding you back and making you believe all sorts of lies.
Excuse me? What the heck did you just say to me? You're making me so confused here. Which option do you want, Charles? Are you going to get married to me or not? Make up your mind. You're being such a pain right now. Which is it, Charles?
Like I said, Daisy, I'm willing to marry you if you cut ties with your younger brother. Then neither of us has to be associated with a shut-in. Now, really think about the offer I just gave you, alright? I can live comfortably alone, since I've got quite a bit of money. I can back out pretty easily. But you, not so much. Your options are very limited, because you can't survive without me and my money. You're at the bottom of society as well, you know.
How could you possibly have an advantage over me, huh? I'm working too, you know. I can live well on my own without your money or you annoying me all the time. So I'll say this one more time. I agree to break off the engagement. I'm not complaining about it anymore. How dare you think I can't survive without you?
Come on, just be honest with me. Do you really not want to get married to me, the elite banker? I can make you rich beyond your wildest dreams. If you cut ties with your brother, we'll be able to get married with no issues at all. We'll be able to do that if you just obey me.
Maybe you're just trying to trap me in your net. Are you seriously still wanting to marry me after all that we've said? Do you think you swaying me to change my mind is working, Charles? Do you really think you're that persuasive when it comes to other people's decision-making?
Excuse me? How dare you speak to me like that, you stupid woman? How dare you insult me? I was just leaving the options on the table for you. Besides, once we're over, I'm free to choose whatever woman I want to be with. I'd be an eligible bachelor, and then all the ladies will try to swoop in and grab me.
Oh, do you really think that's going to happen after you've thrown me to the curb, Charles? Don't make me laugh. You know what? I'm okay. I'll pass on your offers and I'll say no to marrying you. We're breaking off our engagement whether you like it or not. I'll file the paperwork and get the procedure underway so that I don't have to deal with you ever again. Leave it to me. Have fun looking for a new woman.
Oh, alright then. I guess you've made your decision. You're going to have to live with making the wrong decision for the rest of your natural-born life, Daisy. I won't know how you deal with all of this until I find out later through the grapevine. You'll be kicking yourself after making this stupid decision. Hey, this can't be true, can it? Does your younger brother actually earn $4 million a year? This isn't real, right? When I was watching TV just now, I saw him appearing on a program about successful investors. Who is this guy, seriously?
Well, I told you, didn't I? Max does, in fact, work and isn't a shut-in like you thought he was. As the TV said, Max is a really successful investor. He occasionally makes guest appearances on the business channel that shows on TV. He's also published several books about investing.
Oh, okay. When I looked up his name, a lot of things came up about him. I couldn't believe that all of this was true. I completely misunderstood the situation. So, why don't you just change your mind about marrying me, and then we don't need to call off the engagement anymore?
Are you seriously kidding me? Don't you realize how much you're embarrassing yourself by turning around and taking me back as your future wife?
What's that supposed to mean? What's going on here? Everything is fine now because your brother is actually a hard worker, right? Now there's no problems with him being a part of the family, since he works hard to earn a lot of money. We'll be able to get married and not worry about shut-ins.
You know what, Charles? You're so unbelievably selfish. Even though you've turned around and said it's fine to get married, I still wouldn't change my mind about calling off the engagement. Do you really think I'd take that back? You're insane, as well as full of crap.
Well, it was because I thought that your younger brother was a unemployed bum who did nothing. I couldn't help thinking that, alright? Look, I admitted that it was all a big misunderstanding. What more do you want from me? Don't you see that I'm trying to do the right thing here? I think that you should accept my proposal again, and stop being so stubborn and proud. It's actually rather annoying. Come on, Daisy, work with me here.
I don't know how you can come so far as to say that I'd take you back just because you found out the truth about my brother. Do you seriously think that I'd want to marry you now that you accept my brother? Are you crazy?
Yeah, but I know that you can survive without me. You know you can do things on your own, right? If you don't be honest with yourself, I'll abandon you, and this will definitely be over.
I'm sorry, but why should I say what you want to hear after the way you talked about my brother, huh? Also, don't speak for me and how I do things. I can survive perfectly fine on my own, and I don't need a selfish man like you around putting awful thoughts into my head. I'm not marrying you, and that's final. It's on you if you can't accept that. Quit pressuring me into doing something I don't want to do. Goodbye, Charles.
How dare you speak to me like this? You'll not get away with that. I'm an elite, and I was planning to marry someone like you, who lives at the bottom of society. You must be very stupid to deny yourself this precious opportunity to marry someone so rich and powerful. You're so dumb, Daisy.
Wow. I can't believe you're talking to me like this again. Are you really opening up this conversation again for an argument? This is ridiculous.
Your younger brother may be a famous and successful investor, but it must be tough to be the unsuccessful older sister. I feel so sorry for you.
Wow, and I thought you couldn't sink any lower, Charles. What a terrible thing to say. Do you hate this that much that it's hurting your pride?
Shut up, you stupid woman. Don't even think about trying to attack me. You're the one that lied and hid things about your family. I won't forgive you for this. You've made a fool out of me. I'll definitely get my revenge for this. You better watch your back, Daisy. I'm coming for you and your younger brother. You lower-class imbecile. You've got no choice but to listen to what us upper-class have to say. You'll not get away with messing with me. Watch yourself. I'm going to stop investing at the bank you work at, Charles. You know that what goes around comes around, right? Huh? What on earth? Who are you? What do you want with me? What the heck are you talking about? What about my bank? Nice to talk to you again, Charles. It's me, Max, Daisy's younger brother. It was really nice to finally meet you the other day. It was a very enlightening conversation for me, actually. I learned so much more about you. By the way, if you want me to continue on investing in your bank, you better cooperate with me. But I have a feeling you won't. If I had an employee like you in my workplace, I'd make you quit. What on earth are you talking about? What investments are you even referring to? You need to explain yourself this instant. I told your boss about how you were talking to people and boasting about your elite banker status. It felt really good doing that, actually. I also sent a screenshot of the abusive conversation that you were having with my sister. Now, people will really see what you're like outside of the office. Okay now, just hold on a minute there. Let me get this straight, alright? Are you talking about my bank and the investments that are being put into it? Yes, that's what I'm talking about. Do you really think it's polite for you to turn around and use the manners that you have towards me? I'm an investor after all. No, that's not what this is like. This must be some sort of coincidence that you're investing into my bank. There's so many around. Well, you're right in that, but I thought I'd invest in your bank because it's so big. I don't think that's much of a coincidence, Charles. Okay, so I just got a call from my boss. Is this all related in some way? What on earth is going on here? Are you trying to sabotage me? Well, I guess you'll find out what's going on soon enough, right? You'll know your fate soon enough. Oh my goodness. I just wanted to formally apologize for the words that I've used towards you, sir. I had no clue you were investing in the bank I work at. Well, I guess I was hiding that little fact from you then. You know, talking to you gave me a strange vibe. I was surprised that you couldn't see through something so easy to understand and adapt a new way of speaking to people you don't know. I suppose I should have known better to trust a banker like you when it came to my money. But it's too late, I guess. How about you just cancel your investment plan with my bank so that we don't have to interact anymore, and I won't get into any more trouble. Please, just cut me some slack just this one time. I will leave your entire family alone from now on. You know I'm alright where I am. I don't want to stop my investment plan at the bank. I'm expecting some high returns on what I get back. Huh? You are? No way, really? Is that so? Well, if that's the case, I guess my bank is doing something right. I suppose that's great for you. Glad to hear it. Instead, I think that some conditions should be set up so that nothing like the way you've been treating people happens again. If you get yourself fired, then I'll keep investing my money, and then I'll be able to help out my sister. Excuse me? What are you talking about? You want me fired from the bank? What's my job got to do with any of this? If you don't do that, I won't be able to invest my money with a lot of confidence. If an employee of an investment company starts doing something problematic, then we'll all be in trouble. And that's not fair, is it, Charles? The thing that makes the situation dangerous needs to be removed. So, is that why you've told my boss to fire me after the way I've treated your sister? But she was the one who lied to me about you, though. But, could you just please reconsider this somehow? I worked really hard to get to the position that I'm in at the bank. Well, that's something that I never knew about you, Charles. Well, I've worked really hard to be a successful investor. Don't you think you're taking this too far? Don't you see how horrible this would be for me if I lose my job? It'll affect my status in society. You can't just decide someone's future based on your own opinion. That's not fair at all. You can't do this. I'm sorry, but are you telling me to not use the power I've obtained in the position I'm in? You're contradicting basically what you did to my family. You've insulted me behind my back and also hurt my sister's feelings. Aren't you prepared to face the consequences of it? No, I wasn't prepared for any of this. I thought that you weren't who I thought you were, and it was just a misunderstanding. Yeah, but you insulted someone without even thinking about it, okay? You really need to stop doing that to people, Charles. If you want to succeed in society, You can't just say whatever you like and not take the consequences for it. That's not how it works. What is it with you? I didn't mean to say what I did about you. I just had no idea who you were. So what's wrong with what I said? I'm a great guy, okay? Yeah, sure you are, Charles. But I think we all know that I'm the better man in this situation. So you need to listen to me right now. You're being so unreasonable. I can't just listen to you. You've been hiding who you truly are. Hey, this is just how our society is. Are you an elite or not? I thought that you were knowledgeable about our society. Am I wrong about that? You were talking pretty proudly about your position to my sister, weren't you? You said that if you're a lower rank, you've got no choice but to listen to what I say. What? But I didn't mean to say it like that. I had no idea who you were when she was talking about you. She didn't give me all the details. Don't start putting the blame on her, Charles. You've been talking badly to us and about us the entire time. Don't even try and deny it. I've got no intention of changing my mind about this. You'll see how things will conclude soon enough. Well then, I'll be going now. Goodbye. Hey, no! You can't do this to me! Please, wait! We need to discuss this more. You can't just say your part and leave. Hey, Daisy! You're making this way more difficult than it actually should be. Is Max still with you? Please, could you persuade him about something?
What do you want now, Charles? Haven't you annoyed us enough? Why would I want to persuade Max into doing anything? He's trying to do the right thing.
Look, all I want is to go back to my high-wage salary, alright? I just want a rich and luxurious life with you. Is that so much to ask?
No, I'm not getting together with someone who treats other people like they're nothing. You've done enough, and we're not going to help you with anything. All I want now is some peace and quiet, and you're ruining that. I don't want to speak to you ever again. Don't contact me. What you should have done is actually tried to get along with the person you thought was unemployed in the first place, okay? After ending that conversation with Charles, Daisy ended up blocking him so that he couldn't contact her. She never wanted to hear from him ever again. According to her brother Max, Charles got fired from the bank. He tried to apologize over and over again. His work attitude was also terrible from the very beginning. People very much had enough of him. It also seems that his arrogant attitude was causing huge problems for the company anyways. With consideration when it came to how he treated Daisy and Max, the decision to fire him was not reversed. He didn't want his pride getting hurt from being unemployed. So even now, he hasn't moved back home and is looking for a new job. He's determined not to lower his standard of living, and he's working multiple part-time jobs. But then he got ill and wasn't earning much. He has to live with what he did, so let's hope he'll become a fine member of society in the future.
Hey, you low-life loser. I heard you've gotten married, LOL. I'm so surprised that there's actually someone on this planet that's willing to marry a woman like you, LOL. Don't tell me that this is going to be some kind of fraudulent marriage, right? Eleanor, it's been a long time. What's with you coming out of nowhere to say these things to me? I'm sure you've heard from someone that I've gotten married, but I'm not sure who'd tell you that. Is there really a reason for you to be making fun of me already? I have every right to be making fun of a worthless person like you. Did you forget about the days we spent together back in high school? You were so poor that you couldn't even come with the rest of us on our senior graduation trip, LOL. And it's because of the way you always messed with me and picked on me in high school that I've had to live with such awful memories of those times. But we're both now in our 30s, right? Is there really a need for you to still be picking on me at our age? When I'd heard that you'd gotten married, I thought it'd be a good idea to give you a text. Well, thank you for going out of your way to contact me. Now, I have to get going. Who the hell did you end up marrying? I don't think that has anything to do with you. It doesn't, Jane, but I want to know. Do you mind answering me? If you're choosing not to tell me, then I'll just assume that all this talk about you getting married is fraudulent. I married a fisherman. Huh? The reason I don't want to tell you more is because this is his information to tell, not mine. So I really don't see myself telling you any more than that. A fisherman? What the? LOL. You both really are made for each other, LOL. Neither of you will have any money. Huh? What makes you have that idea of him? Well, I went to a really high-end university, LOL. I have every right to say that marrying a fisherman like him is the most uncool thing imaginable, LOL. Well, I'm sorry about that. I turned out to be the wife of a banker. Well, I'm glad that you were able to find a man with such a job to take care of you. But when you say a banker, what bank is he in charge of? He might own one of the banks that my husband works with. Are you kidding me? LOL. What makes you think a fisherman would ever work with a bank that my husband runs? Well, when we've talked about his work, he says he has accounts with all kinds of banks in the area. I think managing 30 or so. So I'm sure that my husband would know your husband's bank. It's not that big of a city anyways, and so there's a definite chance that he's at least heard of your husband's bank. Your husband's a fisherman, right? I can already tell that you're just full of crap now that you've lost at the game of life, LOL. You married a man that only has $30 in his accounts, LOL. Huh? I never said $30, did I? A banker's wife and a fisherman's wife. Which do you think is better? By now you should realize that you could only speak to me when I ask a question from you. What do you mean better? I don't think you should be thinking of us like that. Well, I've always known that ever since I first met you, you'd be garbage. But it seems as an adult, you've only managed to become a bigger piece of garbage, LOL. All right, say whatever you'd like. But if you plan to keep talking about me like that, can you just stop talking to me? This weekend there's going to be a class reunion. Do you plan on coming? You probably can't come, LOL. You won't be able to pay the entrance fee, will you, LOL? I'm planning on going, though. Really? LOL. Even though you've married a moneyless fisherman, do you really think you'll be able to get in? I think you're better off trying to save any money you can since you don't have much, LOL. You're worrying about me way too much, but thank you anyway. I plan on going to that reunion, but while we're there, you don't have to force yourself to come talk to me. Now, I really have to get going. I don't think I should go to this weekend's reunion.
Huh? Why not?
Well, I just got some really disturbing messages from a really disturbed classmate of mine. And now I don't really want to see her face again.
A disturbing message from a disturbing classmate? You seem to really hate whoever this is.
Well, yeah, I actually do. Ever since high school, I've hated being around her. And since then, I've enjoyed not really having to think about her. And no, she thinks she's some big shot because she's married to a banker. And now she thinks it's okay to look down on me because I have no money and am married to you.
It's rare that I see you talk about someone in this way.
I think so as well. But when it comes to people I hate, I have to say she's the only one that comes to mind. I'm sorry for coming at you about her out of nowhere. You don't have anything to do with any of this, so just forget about what I said.
Well, now that you mention it, One of the bankers that I work with's wife happened to go to the same high school as you, I think.
Really?
Well, a while back we had talked about it, and I'd assumed I'd find out this weekend if his wife really did go to school with you. But now that you brought this up, I think it's true. Back when he and I talked, we didn't go into much detail though.
I see. Do you mind telling me the name of that banker later on? I have some things I'd like to talk with him about. If you can't even pay to get in, you should go home, LOL. Don't think you can just get away with doing something like this. With doing what, LOL? I had to do this to someone as low as you. And when you just waltz into this reunion without a care in the world, I had no choice. Have your eyes been opened after being kicked in the butt? Do you think you can get away with anything because you're a banker's wife? You tried to get everyone to laugh with you and understand you after kicking me in the back and having me fall down those stairs. Do you really think that normal people act like that? You couldn't even pay to be here today, so you should just leave, LOL. This isn't the kind of place where a poor person can just stand around. Everyone started to leave when they saw you come in. No, I don't think I was the reason for everyone starting to walk out. I'm sure they didn't want to stick around any longer with someone that kicks another person down and begins to laugh about it. Can you leave now, you lowlife? You're thinking that I'm some poor woman is going to cause you a lot of regret here soon. Why's that, LOL? Aren't you just going to run home crying to that stinky fisherman? That's right. That's exactly what I plan to do. Look at me. I have a husband who runs a bank, LOL. There's nothing that moneyless husband of yours is going to be able to do to me. Are you still unaware that my husband and I are part of this city's elite? Are you saying that it's okay for this city's elite to kick other people that they don't like down the stairs? Well, that is what I'm saying, LOL. And since you still haven't even paid to be here, I want you gone. It's not like you would even be able to pay for the entrance fee now, right? You're married to a fisherman with only $30 to his name, LOL. Honestly, you don't even have the money to be complaining to me about being kicked, LOL. All that money he has there, he'll have it moved somewhere else. $30? Do whatever you guys would like with that chump change, LOL. And that's what we'll do. I'm going to head home now. And there, I'll talk with my husband about our next steps. I'm just letting you know that all the money we have saved there is going to be pulled out. Go right ahead, LOL. That'll have nothing to do with me, LOL. It's hilarious that you even think that doing something like that would be a threat to me, LOL. Hilarious? I think it'll only end up being hilarious for myself. I'll be laughing all day and night over what'll happen next with your selfish butt. Huh? You guys only have $30 for crying out loud, LOL. When did I ever say that my husband only has $30? He has over $300 million, and a lot of it is in your husband's bank. Huh? My husband is the kind of fisherman that owns a fleet of large fishing ships. What do you mean? I think you have the idea that fishermen are all poor by default, right? Well, I'm sure to someone without a bit of intelligence like you would think so. But in reality, there are fishermen that have very large amounts of money when it comes to their profession. And when it comes to my husband's company, it is very well known by all sorts of other fishing companies as a powerhouse. So that should help you understand him a little better now, right? Huh? So he's really bringing in millions of dollars for you guys? There's just no way. Is there actually a fisherman with that kind of money? I didn't even think that fisherman made enough money to save up. He should be moneyless, right? Well, I'm explaining to you right now that you're wrong. Fishermen can bring in huge amounts of money depending on what they do, and some can make millions if they begin to run their own company. It's strange that you never knew about this considering your husband's bank works with a lot of different fisheries. Don't tell me you never actually knew any of that. Huh? There are that many that have money with him? And my husband happens to be the one putting most of the money into your husband's bank. What? Huh? What do you mean, Jane? When someone ends up having that amount of money sitting in the bank's accounts, it's probably kept a secret, huh? I'm sure you could have never expected something like this, but my husband really is a huge customer of your husband. What? How can that be? I told you that this is a small city. Well, my husband now knows about what's happened here, and he's very much pissed. He's even started to think of having you taken to court over this. Huh? Take me to court? What are you talking about? You do remember kicking me in the butt and having me fall down a flight of stairs, right? But that doesn't mean you can just take me to court. That'll cost a lot of money, so you need to stop saying things like that. Well, I'm sorry, but I have money. You're just upset that you were wrong about me being poor. But in the past, you really were poor. That was the past, and we're not in the past anymore. When my husband has to pull all of that money out of your husband's bank, I'm sure he'd like to know the reason why, and we'll make sure he knows about everything. And when that happens, I wonder what could happen with your husband. He might lose the rights to his bank. Hold on, Jane. What do you mean by that? Are you saying that because of me, my husband is going to lose everything he's worked so hard for? That's exactly what I'm saying. He'll learn that because of his mistake in marrying a disgusting woman, her horrible choices will ruin his career. What the hell? You don't have to do this. If something like that happens to him, we'll be in huge trouble. Can you stop talking about that stuff now? I don't like the way you're threatening me. I'm not threatening you with anything. I'm just telling you what'll happen soon. And it seems that the woman that once made fun of fishermen is going to learn firsthand what they can do. Are you going to be a good girl and take the blame for this? Because you should know dang well by now that your bias against my husband was very wrong. I still can't believe this. I thought that all fishermen were poor. But now I'm hearing that your husband has been a customer of my husband? Can something like that really happen? Well, it's been happening, LOL. I'm sure this is too much for you to handle after all the terrible things you said about my husband and I. But I'm sure you understand the reality of your situation now, right? Goodbye now, you selfish jerk. LOL. I'd like for you to experience some pain now. Please answer your phone. I'm in a serious pinch now. I want you to do something about this. Please help me. Help you? Why would I do something like that? Because it looks like I'm going to have to get a divorce soon, and this was all your fault to begin with. Are you okay with me having to pay for your mistake? What are you going on about, LOL? There's no way any of this is my fault. You have to take responsibility for all you did and understand that getting a divorce is the only option your husband has. You're wrong! Because you told your husband about all of this, my husband ended up finding out as well. He then told me that I've caused some major issues for him at the bank and that he needs to get rid of me. Oh, is that so? Well, this is what you asked for, right? There's no way in hell I asked for this! What did I ever do to deserve this? You looked at me now the same way you looked at me back in high school. And because of that, you went out of your way to kick me down a flight of stairs at the high school reunion. That's all you happened to do, LOL. You can't talk to me like that. I am leagues above you now that I've been married to my husband, and I don't want to lose all of this now because of some loser. But what you ended up doing to me is no small matter, right? I'm pretty shocked that after all of this, you still haven't even given me a simple sorry. Sorry? You want me to say sorry to you? I have no reason to ever do that now. An elite like me saying sorry to a poor loser like you is ridiculous. I see. Then you can go ahead and continue with the path you've chosen for yourself. It's all a delusion of yours anyway, but who am I to care? A delusion? What do you mean? You said that I can't do anything to you because you're married to a banker. But what happens when you're no longer with him? You'd better hurry up and find yourself another banker so that you can stay safe. Okay, wait. I'm sorry. I'm really, really sorry. Right now, I'm actually crying really hard while trying to text you. So you should be willing to forgive me now, right? Is that what you think's going to happen now? Listen to me, Jane, please. Seems more like you're ordering me to forgive you. I guess even something as serious as what happened yesterday won't change the disgrace of a woman that you really are. Well, luckily, I'm still very much upset with you over what you did to me in high school, so I'm going to enjoy watching what happens to you next. LOL. Huh? What? You picked on me for years, all the way until we graduated from high school, so there's nothing better than watching you get what you deserve. Well, I'm sure things from here on out are going to be pretty rough for you, but do your best. Wait, if this continues, I'm going to lose my husband and all my money. I can't let people think that I'm poor. Then maybe it's time you go somewhere where nobody will ever see you again. Goodbye forever, you moneyless dog. LOL. And during the next class reunion, I don't think you'll be able to pay the entrance fee. So don't bother coming, okay? LOL. After that, Eleanor's husband was no longer happy with what she had done as his wife, and so they got divorced. With the divorce, Jane and Joe were now willing to leave a little money in the bank, but still moved half of it as a lesson to anyone who doubted them. This still led to Eleanor's now ex-husband having lots of troubles within his bank. And so, to compensate for his losses, he took Eleanor to court where she was sued for ruining his bank's image. Not only did she end up losing her husband and the money he had for her, but now she faces losing everything else she has to her ex. Eleanor will most definitely have a rough life ahead of her and might as well give up at this point. But this is what she deserves for treating another person horribly, and she should learn from it as best she can. Our condolences to Eleanor.